I'm Sophia Tom, creator and founder of the Temple Body Arts Mystery School of Living Tantra and Sacred Sensuality. I am here to train leaders in divine feminine leadership, in what it is to be truly an embodied feminine leader. I am also a visionary leader. I have birthed the Danyasa Eco-Retreat along with my husband, as well as Envision Festival that was sparked from our wedding. I am here as a spiritual midwife to birth collectively a new paradigm. And so everything that I share here on my YouTube channel, on all my channels, and in my daily life is truly all about showing up as a vessel for love, for the highest frequency of love to flow through, for each of us to access our infinite potential, to access our gifts, our divine power within, so that we can truly create a life that is fulfilling and aligned with our ultimate purpose and dharma. And so I'm here today to say hello, especially to all those who are new here on my channel, as I've been sharing a lot of my different practices and work, and this beautiful channel is growing. So I just want to say hello and thank you for tuning in to this channel and this frequency when there are so many other channels that you could be tuning into. It is imperative for us to have the discernment to where we are guided to give our attention and creative energy and presence and resource to in any given moment. And that is what I'm here to speak into today. I want to share my lens and what I've been learning here on sabbatical. So back in April of 2023, I went through a womb initiation, another one, that really brought me into the choice and decision to go on sabbatical from Temple Body Arts and to be able to give my presence and attention to the other projects and things that were calling to me. So I want to share a little bit about that today. For those of you who don't know, I started bleeding. I got my period back in March during one of my Temple Body Arts priestess initiations, where I'm teaching about the moon and our blood mysteries and tapping into our divine feminine power. And I started to bleed and I didn't stop for 3 weeks. This basically turned into me discovering that I had a big polyp in my uterus and a cyst, and my doctor was like, we need to remove this polyp right away. And so this initiation really brought me deeper once again into my womb and into where I am in my life cycle. I just turned 47, and so I'm in this space of awareness of like, okay, I may be moving into perimenopause soon, and what does that even mean? And it really brought me into the space of desiring to learn more so that I could empower myself in conversations with my doctor and in her prescribing me to take progesterone, and what does that even mean and what does that do? And oh my gosh, I have learned so much. I definitely have a couple of books that I highly recommend. One is the Hormone Repair Manual for Women Over 40, that I'll put in the notes here. And this book just taught me so much from a science base and understanding what is happening within the body as we age, and really being able to come into this space of embracing this rite of passage. Because for me, I am so passionate about rites of passage. That is really what I have created within the Temple Body Arts Mystery School, is these experiences and all of these teachings and curriculum to support women in coming home to themselves and accessing the resources and power that lives within, so that we can truly embody the radiant goddess and woman that we came here to be. And so a lot of these initiations that I create for women really are a rite of passage into our sovereign womanhood, ultimately. And so here I am in this space. I was preparing to go on tour in the States, to go into a full launch and invite new sisters into the Temple Body Arts Mystery School. And yet I was stressed. I was stretched in so many different ways, because I not only have the Temple Body Arts Mystery School, but I have been focusing my presence and attention on this huge project that my husband and I have been working on called Infinite Wellness. And it is this regenerative resort and spa that we are visioning and wanting to build on this incredible piece of land that is just 10 minutes away from Danyasa Eco-Retreat in Dominical. And this has been a vision and dream really since I moved to Costa Rica almost 20 years ago. And a year and a half ago, we were able to purchase the other 8 acres of land, this whole top mountain ridge, basically, above Dominicalito. And we have been working on getting our business plan out there and speaking to the right people to see about how to bring this vision into form. Now, manifesting is all about embodying the frequency of what it is that you are here to create in this moment. And so it takes a huge amount of practice and ritual and ceremony in the way that I like to manifest, and in the way that when we see something that we want to create or birth into the world, we have to do the inner work in order to expand into this new way of being. We have to come into this expanded sense of being and embody the frequency that we are desiring here now in this moment. So it's really almost like time jumping. It's like accessing what it feels like when we've already built and created infinite wellness, and we are there in this beautiful, luxurious, high-end, sustainable, regenerative resort with this recording studio and production studio and restaurant and juice bar, connecting with all these incredible thought leaders and visionaries, and really visualizing and seeing this whole stage and platform that we are visioning and creating. So this also takes a lot of money and resource and support. And so we have been working on this. And at the same time, Danyasa, our first baby, is our retreat center right in the center of Dominical at the beach. And right as my womb was basically calling me to pause, I was also pulled into needing to tend to Danyasa and really put my energy there to be magnetizing and calling in the retreats that needed to happen there. So it was this really interesting moment of holding all of these pieces and feeling the overwhelm, feeling the stretch, feeling the stress, feeling the overwhelm. Now, when we're in this space, this state of overwhelm, we cannot be in a state of receptivity, of pleasure, of alignment with this ease and grace. Feel into that, right? It's a completely different energetic frequency of feeling like stretched and stressed and overwhelmed versus in the flow, in the ease and the grace and the pleasure, which is really where I choose to be. And especially when I'm in this space of offering and teaching and guiding, it is essential for me to be embodying that which I teach. This is so imperative that each of us as teachers, that we embody that which we teach, that we are a walking embodiment of all that it is that we speak into and do. And so here I am, my womb is calling me into pause, and basically I went into this deep state of grief, of tapping into this grief in my womb and pausing enough to actually recognize that I had been working on overdrive, that I was not resourced, that I was being pulled and stretched in so many different directions, that it was not in alignment for me to continue going out there and teaching and doing all the things if I myself am not fully embodying my divine essence and listening to my womb. I needed to slow down and take some of my own medicine and listen to the wisdom of my womb to realize that she was screaming to me to stop. I was asking for guidance every day. I was asking for clarity, especially around infinite wellness and opening up the space to see, like, who are we here to collaborate with? What does this look like? What is the crystallized vision? And I wasn't able to receive this because I was moving too fast. And so when I listened, when I got still, when I tuned in to my blood, to my womb, she told me to stop. She told me to cancel everything for Temple Body Art. She told me to go on sabbatical for a year. Do you know how hard that was? There was so much momentum. I had over 1,000 women had registered for my online Temple Body activation. There was all of this incredible energy, and this is my absolute love and joy. And yet my womb is guiding me to stop. And so I had to listen. And so I listened, and I canceled my tour. I canceled my launch, and I hit pause for a year, and I shifted my Temple Body Arts live initiation to push it back into May, to give myself an entire year of listening and of freeing up from holding a container of women on this journey, and instead holding myself, being that womb of creation for myself, because something needed to shift. And it took such huge courage, and it took me embodying all that I teach and pulling out my sword of discernment to say, I have to cut away where I am giving so much of my precious energy and attention so that I can give that back to myself. And what happened was so amazing. I mean, I literally went from feeling this absolute overwhelm and like ready to pretty much actually give up on everything. Like there was 48 hours where I was ready to just throw everything off the cliff. Everything. And I actually went and I sat with grandmother, and I went on a journey holding this intention to really receive clarity around infinite wellness and where to give my precious energy and attention at this time. And what I received so clearly was that, Sophia, you cannot give your life force energy to any project if it does not somehow include rites of passage. And every cell of my body sang with this truth, with this frequency of yes, this highest yes. Like my purpose, my dharma has always been around these rites of passage and creating these powerful journeys and experiences for others. And so that moment really catalyzed me into recognizing that I needed to hold that truth and trust and continue to share about infinite wellness and just be in the belief and the trust, and at the same time follow where the energy was flowing with ease and grace. And as I put a hold on Temple Body Arts, I was all of a sudden just invited into Danyasa, and we shifted a few things structurally as far as like when people wanted to book a retreat at Danyasa, they inquired and then they got straight to my calendar to book a call. Well, all of a sudden I was having calls booked every single day and booking all of these amazing retreats for Danyasa, and abundance and money was starting to flow in. And it was this incredible moment of recognizing that when we are giving our life force energy to something that is not in full frequency of yes, here, now, in this moment, when we need to pull back and give our energy to ourselves and allow ourselves to see where is the energy moving with ease and grace in flow. And everything shifted. In a matter of 2 weeks, I went from complete overwhelm, wondering how we were going to pay our bills and questioning everything, to feeling so charged actually, and so full and inspired, and all of these beautiful retreats booking for Danyasa, our first baby, and feeling inspired and feeling all of these beautiful connections around infinite wellness, and just feeling this re-ignition of where I needed to put my energy in that moment. And so it's been a journey over the last few months. Here now, we are at the end of September. We just passed through equinox, and I'm usually with my Temple Body Arts students during equinox. So it was a powerful time of really recognizing where I am now, trusting in my womb, trusting in the teachings and the lineage that I am carrying and that I live by. I am 4th generation in this beautiful spiritual community and movement called Subud that is really all about aligning our will with divine will. It's about offering ourselves in service to the divine and recognizing that our body is an instrument of the divine. And so in every moment we are guided. And that was my womb. My blood was guiding me back into this alignment, and recognizing that in some of the ways that I was giving, over-giving in my mystery school, and holding this container, that something new wanted to birth. It wanted to rebirth in a new way. And I know that I am here to work with the leaders, because if we're going to birth a new paradigm, this new paradigm way of leading with the masculine and feminine coming into right relationship, into this sacred marriage, then I'm ready to work with the leaders. I want to come together with the other visionary leaders to create this beautiful platform and space that will become infinite wellness, to come together and to weave our magic together. And so there is some magic happening right now with a potential incredible group that is so aligned. I'm not going to speak into it, but I'm holding this belief and truth, like manifesting something that you don't know how it's going to happen, but holding this belief and vision and anchoring into truth and anchoring into believing in it is such a deep spiritual practice that my husband and I have been on. And it was right around the equinox that some magic revealed itself, that yes. And so just holding the space for the highest expression of what wants to birth on this land. It is such powerful land overlooking the entire Pacific coast with sunrise to sunset views, and just invites this expansion of our spirit, of what is possible, of our infinite potential. And this is what I stand for. And so I am not married to anything because I know things shift and change. I am here to listen, and I am here to bring this transmission through to you, that we can have a vision of what we want to create. We can have a whole plan, and yet we have to be willing to shift and change with how we are being guided and how we are evolving in any given moment, and how we're being called to show up as a leader and support. And so I'm in this beautiful space right now where I'm preparing to go on an incredible pilgrimage that I have been waiting to do my whole entire life. And it just feels so aligned that it's all happening during this time of being on sabbatical, that I have the space and time to be able to go on this journey. And my husband's father is taking us to Egypt for his 80th birthday. And it was so interesting because I knew that this was the year that I needed to go to Egypt. I felt that call so deeply to really activate and remember these codes that want to come through. And I told my husband, I said, oh my gosh, this is so amazing, but babe, I'm not gonna come home with you. Just so you know, I'm gonna stay longer. I need to do my priestess thing and then go see my parents who actually live in Turkey. And so we are here in LA right now. I'm filming this at my dear sister's home, Scoyote Moon, who you may know, who's been collaborating with me in our social media world, and also part within Temple Body Arts as a facilitator and mentor. And we are about to embark on this journey, my husband and I, to England, to go back to England and see my family, and then go to Egypt. And I will be there for 3 weeks. And my intention is to truly receive the codes, these Temple Body Arts codes, these priestess codes that are wanting to come through. And I feel that this is part of what wants to birth with this high level divine feminine leadership that is desiring to come through me at this time. And so that is the intention that I am holding. And I just want to invite you to come along with me. I'm going to be sharing on my social media platforms. I mostly share through Instagram. And so, yeah, come along on this journey and see what I am discovering as I just continue to align with the frequency of yes, to feel that frequency of yes, of where I am being guided at any given moment to give my precious energy and attention, and to use sort of discernment to cut away those things that are not serving in this moment. And that as I share this as transmissions for you to receive and reflect on maybe where in your life you're giving your precious energy and attention to something that is not fully aligned. Because we can only truly manifest and create from this moment. We need to be fully present here now in any given moment in order to create. And if we are giving our precious energy and attention, our life force energy, to something that is not aligned with our highest yes and calling, then we're going to block ourselves. We're going to block ourselves from that absolute magic and abundance and flow that wants to come through. And so I am here now as a student, as a servant of the divine, as a leader, as a mentor, as a guide, as a sister, as a friend, as a wife, as a priestess. I am here now to truly listen and be guided, and to dance my dance of yes, and to dance my sword of discernment, and to fully embody Sophia in every cell of my being. I am so grateful for receiving this name when I was born. This name was given to me when I was born. And so I am here to receive the codes of Sophia. We are in the century of Sophia. As Lynn Twist says, it is this time where the masculine and feminine are rising together. And so as I embark on this beautiful journey to Egypt, to the temples, to Isis, to this beautiful mythology and archetypal energy that I will be embodying and exploring and receiving, I'm deeply honored to walk this path and to share these beautiful lessons and codes of remembrance that I will be receiving. And so I invite you here now to just see how you are touched by what I've shared here today, and that a sabbatical can mean so many different things to so many people. And for me, it really was this time of actually marking 7 years of holding a group program, and that I was being guided back into my womb of creation to pause and to listen and to not make any plans or decisions around temple body arts until I know with every cell of my being a full body yes of what the next step is. That there's no planning because I should do it, but it's more a deep listening and a responding to how I'm being called. And so I'm trusting in the evolution of temple body arts. I'm so excited to say that if you are called to come and work with me and train in temple body arts, that we do have the next temple body arts priestess initiation happening in Costa Rica at Danyasa over Beltane. And I have opened up this beautiful live initiation to other feminine leaders. You do not have to have worked with me previously. When you register, you do get access to my teaching, so you'll get an opportunity to dive in and understand the language before coming in to join this live initiation. But we'll drop the link here for you if you're interested in finding out more about joining us for the Beltane initiation. And until then, I just invite you to stay connected, stay tuned in to the channel and frequency that turns you on, that brings you into pleasure and your highest frequency of yes, because this is the space that we can truly manifest and create our life from. Thank you. Sending you so much love today. And if you haven't already, just click to subscribe. You will receive practices and teachings every Tuesday for Temple Body Tuesday. Love. So much love.